I stopped tracking open rates in my cold email sequences, and the results were not something I expected. Now, before I share exactly what happened after I stopped tracking open rates, let me tell you why I decided to do something so bizarre in the first place. Most people think tracking open rates is a great way to monitor how your sequences are performing. And in theory, that makes sense. You see how many people are opening your emails, which subject line gets more opens. It's great. But actually, tracking open rates can destroy your deliverability. To understand why tracking open rates may affect your deliverability, we first need to understand how it works. You can track open rates because each email you send includes a tracking pixel. Once your email is opened, that pixel is loaded. Then the loaded pixel sends a signal to the system to mark the email as opened. And as we know, sending anything more than text, in this case a pixel, hurts your deliverability. Even worse if you're sharing that pixel with other people. And if you don't have a custom domain tracking set up and you're tracking open rates, you're definitely sharing the pixel with other users on the platform. That's why you have options like plain text sending that removes any HTML and sends text-only emails. That's because having images, pixels, links, or other stuff hurts your deliverability. Not only that, I'm about to tell you why open rates aren't actually as accurate as you may think they are. Open rate isn't accurate at all. That is because of how it works. Just to remind you how it works by sending a pixel with your email that sends a signal to the system once it's loaded to say that the email has been opened. But the pixel can be loaded in many different ways, not just when it's opened by your recipient. Open rate is also tracked when the email is scanned by any spam prevention software or even when the sender opens it from the sent folder. It's also marked as open if CC or BCC recipients open the email, or if the tracking pixel is loaded anywhere else. It doesn't have to be the email. That's why you sometimes get an open notification right after you send your email, because software and other things load the pixel. Your prospects aren't there waiting for your email like this. No, it's the software opening the emails. Open rate is also affected the other way around, negatively. You could notice a lower open rate just because you're reaching out to users whose platform automatically disables tracking pixels, or mobile apps that prevent pixel loading. Because of all of this, I decided to turn open rate tracking off, and the results were astonishing. Now, I do have to mention that turning it off isn't as hard at all. All I did was toggle the button off in Salesforge and it was done. As soon as I turned off open rate tracking, the reply rate started climbing up. Of course, it didn't happen the same minute. I noticed it throughout the week after comparing it with other sequences that do track open rate. My reply rate increased as much as 1%, which might not seem a lot, but when you put things into perspective, that's 10 extra replies for every 1,000 emails sent. And that's a 50% increase in replies if the starting position was a 2% reply rate. For doing something so simple as pressing the button, the results are incredible. Now you may be thinking, should you do it yourself? And if you do, how do you keep tracking the results if the open rate tracking is off? Well, the answer is you don't need to track open rate to see your sequence results. Reply rate is more than enough. If you see your reply rate drop, enable open rate tracking again and see how it's doing. Simple as that. There's no need to give up on open rate as a whole. I still use it whenever I'm testing new subject lines. Also, I'd love to hear other simple tricks that could improve cold email results. So if you have any, I invite you to share them down below in the comments. If not, perhaps this video will substitute for that.